Okay, I'm just seeing it. 0 to 11. Okay. Okay. I think I have the solution. I'll show you. You can verify with that. Yeah. See the solution here. But don't look into this header file. And this is I've written reverse here. So in the here I showed the next field first and down and right below. Here it is reverse. So down and next. So down and right are written upper and next is written below. So see, this is the linked representation, circular linked. Oh, sorry. I have to share. 1 second. Yeah, have a look here. See, only thing is, so the difference here. See, here in this next field is upper, down and right are below. Now here it is ulta. See, down and right are written above and next is written below. Okay, don't confuse. Okay, and this is number of rows, number of columns, and so one more field is missing here, that is the number of non-zero values. It's okay. So just verify with this. So if you have written the same thing, it's correct. And I think the one which I received in the WhatsApp, it's also correct. It's correct. And again here that is what in the element field. Okay, a little change is there, but you can verify. So do using this method itself, the one which I've shown here. Do using this method. So it is written reverse here. Upside down reverse it is, that's all. And in this we are not the value is written below. Okay, so the value is written below. So the representation is little different, but ultimately it's the same. I'll just reply. So next is the doubly linked list, which I don't want to start today. Okay, so till here the people have understood. So now what I'll show you is okay. See, few things. I'm not going to discuss the lab program today, but there are few things which I want to show here. Okay, say for example, create node. So I'm calling a function with the name create node. Say I want to create a node. Before adding any node to an existing singly linked list, I got to create a node. Okay, now how do I create a node? Say I'm calling create node function. I'll just go to the create node function here. Yeah, see here in the create node, see here I'm just checking whether the list is empty. List is null. If it is null, so I am just reading the student data here, and then I'm calling insert front. Okay, ins front. I'll go to ins front now. Ins front, so just below. Yeah, insert front. Now what I'm doing here in insert front, I'm calling malloc. So malloc, see, written in uppercase. Okay, this is a macro. So this is a macro which I'm calling. Q I'm passing, size of struct list I'm passing, node I'm passing. So I'll go to malloc now. So this is malloc. This is the macro which I've defined. I hope you know what is a macro is. Macro is an inline substitution. Okay, see, whenever you call a macro, so this, so for whenever I call malloc, so this gets substituted in that place. This is a macro. So that is the difference between a function and a macro. So whenever you call a function, the control jumps to that function and it gets executed. But whenever you call a macro, it is an inline substitution. So see, here I am calling malloc. I will just show you. Here I am calling malloc. Now in this place, okay, this entire thing gets substituted. This entire thing, this much. So till here it gets substituted. So hence macros are called as inline substitutions. Okay, and whenever you call a procedure or a function, so it is not substitution. The control jumps there. So there are advantages and disadvantages of both the things. So function calling is slow. Why it is slow? Because whenever you call a function, so the address of the next statement which is following the function call should be pushed onto the stack. Okay, and then the control should jump there. Okay, and for this reason we say function call is slower, whereas calling macro is much faster, because macro is inline substitution. So there is no need for you to push the address of the next statement onto the stack and then transfer the control to the function definition. So this is not necessary. So but that is the advantage of macro and disadvantage of function call. And if we look in the other way, okay, so function calling, macros, whenever you call a macro, since it is an inline substitution, the program length will increase. Say for example, you have called a particular macro 100 times, and the length of the macro definition is 100 lines. So if you called it 100 times, so 100 times it gets substituted. 100 into 100, the program length will increase by how many lines? 10,000 lines. So but say I have a function, I want to call it 100 times. You call it 100 times or 200 times, it's the same function that is being called. There is no increase in the length of the program. Okay, so increase in length of the program is the disadvantage of macro, and at the same time macro advantages, it's much faster. So why it is faster we can justify, because it's not necessary for you to store the return address onto the stack. You need not store the return address onto the stack, and then the control need not be transferred, correct, right? So because it gets inline substituted. Now if I take functions, advantage is that the program length will not increase. That is the advantage. But what is the disadvantage? It is slow. OP people understood? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
See, say for example, this max 30. These kind of macros you have already used. For say for example, as you define pi 3.14. These things you have used. But this malloc, what I'm calling, it's something like a function now. But so the control will not transfer there. It gets substituted. Inline substitution will happen. So from the program 7, from this program 7, so wherever we allocate the memory dynamically, so we go for calling this macro with the name malloc, and inside this malloc, so you can just observe here, see, I'm calling the function malloc. This malloc is different and this malloc is different. So this malloc I've written in uppercase, okay, which is nothing but a macro, and this is your actual malloc function, okay, dynamic memory allocation function which allocates the memory. So that is what one more thing I wanted to show you, because this program, when I explain it Thursday, in Thursday's class I'll be explaining this program. So the program on linked list. What else I need to show you? Yeah, and few things we'll just see now. So this function, okay, what it does, insert front. So you can go for, so for a given singly linked list, you can go for inserting at the front, you can go for inserting at the rear end, so you can go for deleting from the front end, so you can go for deleting from the rear end, delete rear, and so you can go for displaying the content of the entire list, okay, all these things. Now we'll see how to do insert from the front, okay, insert front. See, I am calling the macro with the name malloc. So once this macro malloc is called, the node will be created. Once the node is created, say, and this node, what I'm creating, it is with uh, 1 2 3 4 4 information fields. So sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 information field and one link field. So totally 6 fields. It creates a node with the 6 fields. In first field, what I'm storing USN of the student. In the next field, what I'm storing is name of the student, branch of the student, and then is semester, and then is phone number, and next the last field so is a pointer or the link field which points to the next node. Okay, since the function is for inserting front, what I'm doing, I'm creating a node queue. Okay, and then creating this node. Okay, with how many fields? 1 2 3 4 5 6 fields, totally 6 fields including the link. Okay, so node gets created. After the node is created, so what will be pointing to that? Q will be pointing to that newly created node. Now what I'm doing now, so using this queue, I'm accessing the USN field of that node. I'm storing my USN, and then so since the next field is a string, name, branch and all string, so I cannot go for directly assigning the strings. I have to use string copy, strcpy function I'm using, and copying the student name to the name field of the node, and branch to the branch field of the node, and semester again it is an integer value. You don't have to use strcpy, you can directly copy. And then phone number also I'm reading it in the form of a string. Okay, I'm just assigning it to the phone number field. And then so since this is the first insert front you are doing, say you have the list already existing. Now I want this node to be inserted at the front. Now what is that you got to do now? Q arrow link is equal to what? First will be pointing to the first node. I think I cannot write here. How do I write? So I will have to open my paint. See, yeah, writing. Say this is okay. Oh, difficult to write here. Sorry. I'll open my PPT itself with the pen. Let me insert a blank slide. Okay. Just observe here. Here, after creating the node and assigning all these information fields, so what I'm saying, say first it will be pointing to the first node which is already existing. Now I want to make Q as the first node. So what I'm doing, observe here. Oh, sorry. So this is first node, one USN, another one is name of the student, branch, then semester, and then phone number, and next the link field. Totally 6 fields are there in a node. So to this node first is pointing. So first is pointing. Now I'm creating one more new node which should be inserted at the front. Okay, I assign all the fields to this, and next what I do, this, and who is pointing to this? Q is pointing. Okay, Q arrow link is equal to first. Observe here, that's what I'm doing. Let's go here. Yeah, see here, Q arrow link is equal to what? First. I'm storing the address of first node in the link field of the queue node. Okay, so now that this link is established. Okay, and this is the first node. Now I have to make first is still pointing to this, which is the second node. Now the first should be made to point to this. How to make it? First is equal to q. Observe here, first is equal to q. So when I write first is equal to q, first is not pointing to this and it comes and points to this. Correct now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the function for inserting at the front. Okay, I'll discard this now. And similarly insert at the rear. See now, inserting for the rear. Again, node q you are taking and t is equal to first. So first is a pointer which is always pointing to the first node, and now I'm making t also point to the first node, creating a node and assigning all these information fields to the newly created node. Next, observe now. See the node which you have created right now, so you're inserting at the rear. That means that itself is the last node. Okay, and its link field should be made as what? Null. Okay, link field is made as null. I assign all these fields and I make its link field as null. I'll just show you here. Here, say some list is already there. Okay, sorry, this list is already there. I want to insert here. I create a new node. Define all the fields, and then since this is the last node, this I'll make it as null. So that is what I'm doing here. See here, assign USN, I assign name, I assign branch, I assign semester, I assign phone number, and then make q dot arrow is equal to null. So this field I make it as null because q is pointing to this. So now in the link field, this was earlier null, correct? No, because this was the last node before adding this. Now I want to add this. Now in this field I have to store address of this node. Now how do I get this link, access this link? So that is the reason I took t. I made t to point to this, and I keep incrementing this t until I reach the null. Okay, so t will be pointing to this finally, and it stops here. Now t arrow link is equal to q. T arrow link is equal to q. That means address of this node gets stored over here. Understood? So this is what you got to do. So say same thing is implemented here. See here while t arrow link, okay, not null, t is equal to t arrow link. This I keep updating until t goes to the last node. The moment t goes to the last node, t arrow link is equal to q. That is what I wrote here. So t arrow link is equal to q. Okay, and it is done and written first. Hope you people understood inserting from the rear.
Yes, sir.
And similarly delete front is there and delete rear is also there. So those two functions you'll understand when we discuss the lab program. And anyhow, inserting in between the nodes you already know, or inserting into the shorted list also you know. Okay, now I think my students' turn will come. My MTech students' presentation will start now. So I have to stop the class here. Okay, we'll again join tomorrow and discuss from the point where I had left. The doubly linked list concept will start tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. We are going to discuss this lab program itself, and from Friday we'll start the doubly linked list. So just wait until I finish taking the attendance. downloaded it. So 350. So 350 present. 135. 1BA 18C is 135. 135. 43 absent. 156. 010. 16 is there. 39. 116. Okay. 134 is there. 135. 136. 137 is not there. Why the Sankarshan is not attending? 138, 140, 141, 142, 143, 144. 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150, 151, 152, 153. So 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159, 60, 162, 163 not there. Tanishk is also not attending properly. 164, 165.
Sir, Tanishk Agarwal, sir.
Tanishk, one second. 163. Tanishk Jain. Sorry, Tanishk Agarwal, yeah.
Sir, he left the college, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 164, 165, 166, 167, 169, 170 absent. What about this? 170? Tuzozu. He also left. 171, 172, 174, 175. 175, 176, 177 absent. Vansika Sharma. 178, 179, 180, 181, 182, 183, 184, 185. Vikas absent. 186 also absent. 188. 189, 190, 191, 192, 193. Okay, thank you all. We'll meet again tomorrow and we'll discuss the lab program on linked list.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. ಚಿರೋ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ವಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ವಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಟೇಕಾ ಬರಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ.
ಕೋಟೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಪಾಪ ನಿಂಗೆ? ಕೋಟೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಪಾಪ ನಿಂಗೆ?
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ.
ಊಟ ತಿನ್ನೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ.
Sir, are you free now, sir?
ಪಾಪ ಡಪ್ಪು ಬಂತು. ಡಪ್ಪ ಕೋಟಿ.
ಹರೀಶ್,
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ
ಮುಗಿತಾ ಹರೀಶ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸು?
ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಶೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ಆನ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಓಕೆ
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
Do I have to invite Mamta ma'am as well, ma'am? One more time. I'll just ping her.
I've requested ma'am to join. I think I think ma'am declined the call. Just ping
Mamta
her.
ma'am?
Sorry.
Okay. Fine, I'll just ping her. 1 second.
All right.